Have you ever woken up feeling fine, calm, rested, and ready for the day, only to check your blood pressure and see numbers that make your heart skip a beat? 158/90. Again. You sit there, confused. I'm eating better, walking every day, even taking my meds on time. So why is it still high? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Millions of people over 55 are living this exact moment, every single morning. Here's the twist. What if I told you the machine isn't lying, but the moment is? You see, blood pressure monitors are like mirrors. But just like fogged-up glass after a hot shower, even the best mirror can distort what it reflects if we don't use it the right way. And the cause of that fog? It may not be your posture, not your stress, not even your salt, but something far more innocent. A simple glass of water. Yes, water, the very symbol of health, the morning ritual of millions, might be the one thing silently skewing your blood pressure and fooling your heart. In this video, we'll uncover the silent mistake that could be adding 10, 15, even 20 points to your reading, just because of when, not what, you drink. It's a mistake that doesn't hurt, doesn't feel wrong, and yet it's been quietly altering your health decisions, your prescriptions, and maybe even your peace of mind. But not anymore. By the end of this video, you'll see mornings and your blood pressure through a whole new lens. Let's clear the mirror. Let's uncover the truth. Mornings are supposed to be simple. You wake up, you take your meds, you check your blood pressure. It's routine, predictable, comforting. Until it isn't, because sometimes the numbers don't match the feeling. You feel fine, but the monitor says otherwise. You're calm, but it reports a storm. You slept well, but the reading shouts, "Danger!" This is the morning trap, and it has nothing to do with your actual health, but everything to do with how and when you measure it. We've been taught to believe that blood pressure numbers are truth, carved in stone. But here's what no one told you. Those numbers are fragile, like shadows. They shift depending on where the light falls. You might measure at 6:30 a.m. right after waking. You sit down, cuff your arm, press start, and wait. A few seconds later, 148, 155, 162. Panic starts whispering. It's going up again. Doubt creeps in. Do I need stronger meds? But what if the problem isn't your heart? What if it's the clock? Or more precisely, what happened 10 minutes before you sat down? That tall glass of water, that long sip from your bedside bottle, that healthy habit you've practiced for years could be sabotaging your reading, not supporting it. And worse? Doctors often rely on these home numbers to make real decisions. Your prescription, your treatment plan, your peace of mind, all balanced on a reading that may have been accidentally inflated. You're not measuring your condition, you're measuring a reaction. So while you're following every rule, eating right, exercising, sleeping better, this one small oversight, this morning ritual, might be clouding your progress. But the good news? Once you understand why this happens, you can fix it, easily, naturally, and without any medication change. Stick with me, because the next part reveals the science behind this tiny habit, and why your heart responds to water like it's bracing for battle. A number on a screen might seem small, just digits, just data, but for millions of seniors, that number becomes a decision. A decision to take an extra pill, to skip a walk, to cancel a trip, to worry, to doubt, to shrink their life out of fear. That number becomes a voice, and sadly, it's not always your heart speaking. Think about it. You trust that reading like you trust a compass in the woods. But what if the needle's just off? What if it's not pointing north, but spinning from a storm you didn't even see coming? That storm might have been as harmless looking as water. A drink too soon, and suddenly the monitor says you're in crisis. So your doctor adjusts your meds just to be safe. You feel dizzy in the afternoon, your energy crashes, your ankles swell, and you wonder, am I getting worse, or am I being overtreated? This isn't a rare mistake. It's a quiet epidemic. False readings can lead to unnecessary medication increases, which can cause fatigue, dizziness, or even falls. Missed diagnoses, because a real issue gets buried under false highs or lows. Emotional strain, where every beep of the monitor feels like a personal failure. And over time, you start to mistrust your own body. You question your improvements. You become a prisoner to numbers, not progress. Let's be clear. Blood pressure monitors are amazing tools. But just like a camera, even the best one can take a blurry picture if you move at the wrong time. So the question isn't, is my blood pressure high? The real question is my measurement honest? Because until that answer is yes, you could be chasing a ghost, treating a problem that was never really there. But here's the good news. The fix doesn't require new medication, fancy machines, or big lifestyle changes. Just one simple shift in what you do before you press that button. It's one of the healthiest things you can do. Wake up. Hydrate. Start your day with a big glass of water. Simple. Safe. Right? Except when it's not. What if I told you that very glass of water, the one you've been told is essential, might be the hidden culprit behind your morning blood pressure spikes? Sounds strange, I know, but let's look a little closer. Imagine your blood vessels like flexible garden hoses. When you sleep, those hoses are gently relaxed. Your body is in repair mode. Your blood pressure is at rest. Now picture this. Right after waking up, before your body has had time to fully wake up, you pour a large glass of water into the system. What happens? That water doesn't just disappear, it rapidly enters your bloodstream, expanding your blood volume like suddenly turning the water faucet on full blast. More liquid in the hose equals more pressure inside the hose. That's not just logic, it's biology. Your body reacts like it's under attack. Baroreceptors, tiny pressure sensors in your arteries, sound the alarm. Your brain responds. Pump harder, tighten the vessels, brace for change. And before you know it, your sympathetic nervous system kicks in, your heart beats faster, your vessels constrict, and your blood pressure rises. All this because of a glass of water? Yes, because timing matters. Research shows that drinking 1 to 2 cups of water can temporarily raise your systolic blood pressure, that's the top number, by 5 to 15 points, sometimes even more, for up to 30 to 45 minutes. 15 points might not sound like much, but it's the difference between everything looks great and we need to adjust your medication. And you didn't do anything wrong. You were doing what every health expert says to do, drink water in the morning. But the key isn't what you drank, it's when. So before you start blaming your heart, your stress, or your medication, ask yourself, did I drink too much water too soon? Up next, we'll break down why this temporary spike happens in more detail and how to hydrate smart without tricking your blood pressure monitor. Let's pull back the curtain on what actually happens when you gulp down that morning glass of water. Because your heart isn't just a pump. It's more like a highly trained emergency responder, always watching, always ready. And when that water hits your system fast, your body sounds the alarm, even if there's no real danger. Here's how it unfolds, step by step. You wake up after 6 to 8 hours of no water. Your body is mildly dehydrated. So when you drink a full glass, maybe 2, your digestive system doesn't ease into it. it rushes to distribute it. Water is absorbed quickly through the stomach and intestines, entering your bloodstream. This expands your plasma volume. In other words, you now have more liquid moving through the same pipes. Now picture your arteries like flexible highways. When traffic increases suddenly, sensors along the road, called baroreceptors, send a message to central command, your brain. Too much pressure coming in. Adjust immediately. The brain reacts in 3 ways. It tightens the blood vessels, vasoconstriction. It speeds up your heartbeat, increased cardiac output. It signals your kidneys to prepare for fluid regulation. But this takes time. All these actions are part of your sympathetic nervous system, sometimes called the fight or flight system. But you're not running from a bear. You're just trying to hydrate. Unfortunately, your heart doesn't know that. It interprets the fluid rush as a stressor. And in doing so, it creates a temporary surge in blood pressure that has nothing to do with your overall cardiovascular health. This can last 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how much water you drank, how fast you drank it, your age, hydration level, and underlying conditions. So when you take your reading in that window of time, you're not measuring your true blood pressure. You're measuring a reaction to sudden fluid intake. And just like a photograph taken in bad lighting, the picture isn't wrong, it's just incomplete. The best part? Now that you understand what's happening inside your body, you're one step closer to fixing it, naturally, safely, and without guesswork. Let's take a moment to step into a familiar scene. Meet John. John is 67. He wakes up every morning at 6:30 a.m. He takes his medications. He drinks a full glass of water, sometimes 2, because he read that hydration is good for the heart. Then he sits down to check his blood pressure, 162/88. He frowns. Again? He was hoping it would be lower today. Concerned, he emails the reading to his doctor. A few days later, the doctor increases his medication. 2 weeks go by. Now, John feels tired in the afternoon, sometimes lightheaded. He avoids going out for walks, afraid he might fall. But what if John's numbers were never truly high in the first place? What if that glass of water, the one he drank minutes before, was quietly inflating his readings? He was doing everything right, but the timing was just a little bit off. And John is not alone. This same routine plays out in millions of homes. A big drink of water, a rushed measurement, a moment of worry, a decision based on a distorted reflection. It's like trying to weigh yourself after eating a full meal, then wondering why the number's a little higher, or checking your temperature right after stepping inside from the cold. The conditions around the reading matter just as much as the reading itself. But because blood pressure is tied to serious health decisions, this mistake costs more than confusion. It can cost your peace of mind, your confidence, and even your independence. So if you've ever looked at a high morning reading and thought, that doesn't seem right, you may have been right all along. And the best part? This is a mistake that's easy to fix. No new medications, no expensive devices, no stress. So now you know. That innocent glass of water may have been giving you a blood pressure reading that doesn't tell the full truth. But here's the good news. You don't have to stop drinking water. You just have to become smarter about when and how you do it. Rule number 1. If you need water when you wake up, sip, don't gulp. Think of water like sunlight. A little in the morning is energizing, but flood yourself too fast, and your body reacts like it's under heat stress. A few sips to moisten your mouth or take your medication? Totally fine. But drinking 8 to 16 ounces and immediately checking your blood pressure? That's like stepping onto a scale with a backpack full of bricks. Rule number 2. If you drink a full glass, wait at least 30 to 45 minutes before measuring. Give your body time to absorb, distribute, and stabilize. Let your heart know, this isn't an emergency. This is nourishment. Use that time to sit quietly, do some light breathing exercises, stretch gently, review your day. By the time you measure, your blood pressure will reflect you, not your beverage. Final thought. You're not just measuring blood pressure. You're learning the language of your body. And like any language, timing matters. So tomorrow morning, when you reach for that glass of water, remember, it's not your enemy, it's your ally. Just let it speak after your heart has had a chance to be heard. 1. Wrong posture equals wrong pressure. Your body is like an instrument. If it's not tuned right, it won't play the truth. Sit in a chair with back supported. Keep both feet flat on the floor, no crossing legs. Rest your arm at heart level, relaxed, not holding it up or dangling down. Think of your body like a tripod. If one leg is off, the whole camera shakes. 2. Talking during the reading. Even light conversation, yes, even asking your spouse where the remote is, can raise your numbers. Talking activates muscles, stimulates brain activity, and temporarily increases blood pressure. Silent mode equals accurate mode. 3. Caffeine too early. Coffee is comforting, but it's also a stimulant. If you've had a cup within 30 minutes of checking your blood pressure, the reading may reflect your coffee more than your heart. Let the coffee come after the cuff. 4. A full bladder. Surprising? Yes, but a full bladder can increase systolic pressure by 10 to 15 points. Always use the restroom first. It helps your body relax, and your numbers reflect reality. When your bladder is full, your pressure is too. 5. Measuring right after waking up. Give yourself a few minutes to fully awaken and settle. A groggy body can give groggy numbers. Your blood pressure needs a few quiet minutes to wake up too. The rule of thumb: before you measure your blood pressure, ask yourself, is my body calm, still, and ready to tell the truth? If the answer is yes, your monitor becomes your most honest friend. If not, it's just showing you the chaos of the moment. If your heart could speak, it would whisper one request to you each morning. Please, don't rush me. And it's true. The way you begin your day sets the tone for your blood pressure, not just for the moment, but for hours to come. So let's talk about how to build a gentle, heart-friendly morning routine, one that supports your health without stress, pills, or guesswork. When you first wake up, give yourself a few quiet moments before jumping out of bed. No alarms blaring, no to-do lists spinning. Just a calm breath and a slow stretch. Head to the bathroom first. A full bladder, believe it or not, can quietly raise your blood pressure by several points. Emptying it is one of the simplest, most overlooked steps toward a more accurate reading. If you're thirsty, take a few sips of water, but avoid gulping down a full glass right away. Let your body wake up gradually. You're not a race car that needs fueling. You're a garden that needs gentle watering. Now, before you check your blood pressure, sit still for 5 minutes. Feet flat on the floor, back supported. No phone, no talking. Just you, your breath, and a little stillness. Once you feel settled, take your reading. That's when your heart speaks its truth. Not through panic, not through pressure, but through peace. Hamba, and after that, enjoy your morning. Have a nourishing breakfast, maybe a bowl of oatmeal, half an avocado or a banana. These are foods rich in potassium and kind to your arteries. Take a short walk, or stretch your arms and shoulders. Nothing intense, just movement that tells your body you're safe, you're strong, you're supported. Because the way you treat your body in the first 30 minutes of your day That's the message your heart carries with it all day long. So now you know. That high reading you saw last week, the one that made you doubt your efforts, your body, even your progress, might not have been the truth. Not because your machine is broken, not because your heart is failing, but because no one ever told you that even a glass of water taken at the wrong time could whisper lies through your blood pressure monitor. But today that changes. You've pulled back the curtain. You've learned that your blood pressure isn't just about medication or diet. It's about timing, stillness, awareness. You've discovered that your morning isn't just a routine, it's a conversation with your heart. And when you listen carefully, when you slow down, sip gently, sit still, your heart finally gets a chance to speak honestly. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up, pause, breathe, listen. Don't let rushing water or restless habits cloud your numbers. Let your heart show you its true rhythm, not one stirred by haste, but one rooted in balance. And if this video gave you clarity, if it lifted even one small worry from your shoulders, please share it. Send it to someone you care about, someone who checks their pressure each morning, not realizing that the numbers might be tricking them too. Because a few minutes of stillness could spare someone months of confusion. And if you want more guidance like this, practical, calm, real, click subscribe to join our Senior Health Guide family. Here, we listen to the science, but more importantly, we listen to you. Until next time, stay calm, stay informed, and let your heart speak in peace.